Podcast where every week we watch an episode of the 1966 Batman TV show and then we talk about it. My name's Kendall.
And I'm Scott.
Today we're talking about Batman episode 21, The Penguin Goes Straight. It was written by Lorenzo Semple Jr., an old favorite, along with John Cardwell, and directed by Leslie H. Martinson.
Okay.
Do you recognize that name at all?
Not yet, no.
Huh. Me neither.
I know that Lorenzo Semple Jr., he seems to be like the main guy.
Yeah, he's definitely the main guy.
It's cool. I've liked basically every episode he's done so far. Not to spoil my thoughts on this one too much.
I'll just come out and say it. I had fun with these two.
I'll come out and say it too. This is my favorite story so far.
Nice.
And it's not just because I have vague memories of at least the first half from when I was a kid.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen this. But yeah, in case you couldn't tell from the title, it is The Return of the Penguin.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. It's surprising I haven't seen the Penguin in a while.
Yeah, not since the second story, right?
Yeah, like we've already had a couple of Riddler, a couple of Joker. Like, so we've already had a couple people return, but like, yeah, Penguin was early, and like, he's one of the main characters like Batman goes up against in this show.
Yeah. It's good to see him back, even though it took a minute.
Yeah, of course. But like a penguin, let's dive right in.
Excellent pun. That's what you're here for. That's why
you hired me, yeah.
So we open at a theater matinee. Not like a movie theater, but one of those theaters with actors on stage.
Like the classic theater.
Something a member of high society maybe would attend. There's an intermission. We don't really get to see the play that's going on. And some elite members of Gotham society come walking out. Amongst them is our good friend the Penguin.
Yeah, he's just taking a night to theater.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him immediately.
Like, oh yeah, and already like hobnobbing.
Yeah, he wasted no time.
Yeah, I wrote my first note in this episode is civilian Penguin kind of rules. Because he's just talking about like the performance and stuff they've seen. And like, it's kind of a normal guy. And I don't know, but like he still talks like the Penguin. So like he still like has a lot of alliteration and like flowery verbiage. And I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I had a good time just listening to him. As the Penguin plays the perfect theater critic, a man shows up to rob the joint.
Yeah, in a really ugly mask.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. It looks like a witch's Halloween mask that was like spray painted.
Oh, see, to me, it looked like a bunch of fruit roll-ups were just kind of smushed together on someone's face. But the witch's mask is probably what it actually is.
It was gross looking.
Yeah.
Worse than Falseface's face.
Yeah, his was like at least like a design they went for. It's scary looking, but it was like an intentional thing.
The robber, he wants a ruby necklace belonging to one Sophia Starr.
Who's apparently like the most eligible bachelorette in Gotham or something.
Yeah. Luckily, the Penguin intervenes. The robber has a Tommy gun and just starts opening fire.
Unfortunately, Penguin brought his bulletproof umbrella to the theater.
Yeah, and then we get a fun little bit where the Penguin walks up to the guy and socks him in the face, and we get a nice...
And Penguin gets to do a pow sound effect.
Yeah.
I thought that I made me so happy to see that. I was like, that's awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's the first time they've done one that didn't involve Batman and Robin.
Yeah. So I guess whenever you fight crime in this world, you just get these special...
onomatopoeia, yeah.
Yeah. At police headquarters, the commissioner is surprised. He doesn't really trust the Penguin. And
because how many times has he
potentially
gotten out of jail and then just gone back to being like a criminal, a super criminal?
So maybe it's too early to drop this in, but if not here, then I don't know where.
I think I know what you're talking about. I have some criticisms like that too.
Yeah, just like the inability Like, after all this talk we have about reformation.
And like, yeah, seeing all the follow through they have, like nobody believes in the Penguin. Like he hasn't done anything wrong for like almost the entire story.
Maybe they didn't really care about him before, but
I mean,
maybe it's him
like,
stopping a crime.
I mean, what sucks is like, spoiler alert, like them being suspicious of the Penguin is right.
Yeah, but maybe it's him stopping crime is what's making them suspicious.
I don't know. Maybe that is putting like too much, like not keeping a low enough profile, I guess. But you know, obviously, part of his plan is to start being a crime fighter. But I guess we'll get into it more as we go on, I guess.
Yeah,
but right in this scene, because you know, Commissioner Gordon's like, I wrote, Batman. Somebody else prevented a crime. Get them. Well, it's like, yeah. I mean, granted, you know, he shouldn't assault people, but I would argue this was not just in his self-defense. This guy opened fire on a crowd of people. Like he was justified in knocking out this dude, or at least disarming him.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, they're right not to trust him, I guess, but still. So weird. But yeah, the commissioner calls Batman. We get this, you know the scene. Alfred picks up the phone. He's like, oh, I'll get him. And then we cut to Bruce and Dick doing some random activity.
And today's random activity is like putting.
Yeah, Dick is working on his golf putting skills. Aunt Harriet's just kind of watching as Bruce coaches him. And we get a funny bit. Alfred comes in and says, oh, there's a Mr. Rhyme for you on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, Bruce is like, Mr. Rhyme. And Alfred clarifies by saying K Rhyme.
Yeah, obviously implying crime.
Yeah. Which doesn't go over Aunt Harriet's head. Like,
I appreciate that she's like, oh, isn't it? That's unfortunate. His name sounds like crime.
Yeah. Very good to know she's not a complete
idiot.
So Batman and Robin head down police headquarters. There's a new mod on the Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
They equipped bulletproof glass.
This is not Chekhov's bulletproof glass, because I thought that was going to come up.
So the Batmobile, did it always have windows? Or like a windshield?
Did it not have bulletproof glass before, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks different. I wonder if just the glass they had on there shattered.
Maybe.
They replaced it with something thicker. Let's see if I can quickly look something up.
No problem.
Nothing I can find about it. Yeah, nothing I can find, but apparently the Batmobile has new bulletproof glass that doesn't play into the story at all. Batman and Robin, they also don't trust the Penguin here. No one gives this bird the benefit of the doubt. They instruct the commissioner to interrogate the robber.
Because, yeah, they suspect he must be, the whole thing was staged by the Penguin.
Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara are just doing like some classic interrogation technique.
Well, they're like both bad cops. So this scene reminded me of like The Dark Knight. Like, that cop, like, when they're interrogating the Joker, and like Batman's going to roll up and like punch him in the face.
Oh, dang. I barely remember the cops in that scene.
Well, they mostly get out of the way for Batman. But like, it reminds me of like modern Batman stuff, or modern police procedurals or whatever, where they're
For sure.
Because Chief O'Hara is about to hit the dude. I'm like, yeah, you can't do that, man. Like,
as Commissioner Gordon tells him.
Well, like, Jesus. But they're basically like warming him up for Batman is the plan.
Yeah, so this is the silliest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. This is the least intimidating Batman.
So they're like shining a light on Batman in a way that his shadow appears on the wall. and he's like shaking his cape around.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
And I mean, it works. This robber is like, oh crap, there's bats in here.
He gets so scared he passes out.
Yeah, but it's not scary even in
Even in the slightest. I mean, I guess, that's what they say about criminals is true. They're superstitious and cowardly lot.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I wrote my notes here at this point. I was like, I know they're right, but I wish Batman believed Penguin reformed. I think it would have made a more interesting story. Like,
yeah,
even if he doesn't completely trust him, like maybe they have to team up for part of it.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get nothing out of this robber. Commissioner Gordon calls him a hard cookie. And Chief O'Hara says, yeah, with armored plated icing.
Yeah, the cookie thing was weird.
They get a call. The Penguin has been sighted at the Gotham City Millionaires Club.
They have so many millionaires in the city, they need a club.
They do need a club.
I assume Bruce Wayne is a member.
Yeah, something I thought was going to play in a little more.
Yeah, I thought maybe he was going to show up as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, which this is the perfect opportunity to do that.
Yeah, Penguin's he's obviously trying to do, like, he's getting in good with all of, like, the richest people in Gotham.
Yeah, although maybe that time he tied Bruce Wayne to a conveyor belt that was headed towards a furnace.
But yeah, maybe he found out after the fact.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Because that was like the cliffhanger, and I feel like he was like, oh, this guy looks so familiar. Oh,
so I thought they were saying that because he fights Batman.
I feel like he found out it was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But oh well, whatever. Why worry about the story that didn't happen?
Exactly.
In the steam room of the Millionaires Club, Penguin and another member of Gotham City High Society are steaming, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You ever do one of these steam rooms?
No, I can't say that I have. I don't think I'd wear flippers and like swimming flippers in there though.
Yeah, quite a look for the Penguin.
This is one of the scenes I had like vague memories of because when I watched, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember the steam room like fight scene like with the umbrella and stuff. Because I just generally remembered there was an episode where the Penguin like is a crime fighter from when I was a kid,
Two kidnappers, each who have bird-related names labeled on their chest.
Yeah, Dove and Eagle Eye. Which I don't think they're the same ones as Fine Feathered Finks, right?
I don't think so.
I think they were like Hawk and Sparrow or something.
There was Hawkeye for sure.
Yeah, Hawkeye was one, yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're different goons.
But
anyway, they try to kidnap this guy. Penguin saves him by using dry ice that he had in his umbrella to dissipate the steam that the goons were using.
Yeah, it caused it to condense real fast. Which I don't know enough about steam, but I don't have enough science to dispute that.
Batman and Robin show up, and the Penguin has already saved this man's life. They question why he would have dry ice in his umbrella, but he says, oh, what would be more natural than carrying an umbrella loaded with dry ice? Because he's a penguin.
He likes it cold even though he's in a sauna.
Yeah. They have no retort to that.
I mean, it's not illegal to have weird umbrellas.
Yeah. I just thought that was a funny bit.
Yeah. I like that Batman and Robin turn to each other to like discuss what's happening. And then Penguin just kind of like sidles up in between them and then just answers. I was like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Kind of reminiscent. I mean, I know it hasn't happened yet, but I feel like during his little Commodore Schmidlap disguise bit in the movie.
Yeah.
Like they just like turn to the camera and they're just like, oh, that's the Penguin. Obviously.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's clearly the Penguin.
And he just like rolls up. He's like, hey, what are you talking about over here?
Yeah.
We find out that the Penguin has formed the PPA, which stands for the Penguin Protective Agency.
I love his like logo. It's the umbrella. It's like under the Penguin's umbrella. Like I thought that was funny. It was cute. It was good branding.
Good branding indeed. Batman and Robin They theorize he's after Sophia Starr's jewel collection. So they come up with a plan to create traceable fake jewels.
Yeah, using that radioactive element technique they used last week.
Yeah, I thought that was so.
That's cool. Yeah,
But like I was like, thank you for using that again, because I feel like I even said that on like last week or the week before's episode.
Oh yeah, we just assumed they would never do that again.
Yeah, and then the very next episode, they're like, oh, let's use this trick.
Yeah, which is awesome.
We get one of my favorite things, Alfred going undercover.
Yeah, this one's kind of got it all so far.
Yeah. So they have this plan to replace Sophia Starr's jewels with some fake ones.
But they need to, know what they look like, which, makes sense.
Yeah. So Alfred goes to her penthouse as an insurance photographer.
Yeah,
he just
which is a
takes pictures of them.
Good cover, good excuse to have to take photos of them.
Yeah. While there, he remembers he was also meant to switch the Penguin's cigarette holder with a bugged one.
Yeah, like a radio transmitter.
Yeah. He pulls this off after using some trickery, and wouldn't you know it, the Penguin has an alarm for that.
Yeah, he's got like a detector for like radio like stuff in the handle of his umbrella.
Yeah.
It like lights up and starts going off.
But that's cool because we already knew he had that technology.
Yeah, from the other episode.
I just feel like this is so continuity heavy.
Which is so not what this stuff usually does.
Yeah, and I mean, it's in a way that like doesn't affect the story at all, but
yeah, you don't need to have known that he has that, but it's cool that in watching it now that we can pick up and put these like connections together.
Yeah. The Penguin goes after Alfred. He's like, what are you doing? Who sent you? Alfred, using some quick thinking, literally pulls the rug out from under the Penguin.
Yeah, do you think this version of Alfred was also in like MI6?
I would hope so. Although I don't know if MI6 would have existed back in his day.
Oh, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, I think he was a secret agent.
I'm going to headcanon that he was.
Yeah. Because he's pretty cool under pressure every time we've seen him.
Yeah. We get a rare shot of the Penguin with no top hat.
Oh, yeah, I hate it.
Yes, he just looks weird without the hat.
It's like a weird wig or something he's wearing. It doesn't look like hair.
But yeah, Alfred gets away. So thank goodness the old chap is safe. Back at the Penguin's headquarters, Dove and Eagle Eye question the Penguin's plan. He was offered 10 grand to protect the jewel collection of the guy he saved from being kidnapped.
Is that what it was? I thought he gave him a like reward for saving him. I remember he says he rips up the check. Like,
well, yeah, he rips up the check just to get further in their good graces, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like being his protection guy would be better at that than that.
Well, he reveals he's after the treasure.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, why consider yourself with thousands when you can do millions? Which, I guess makes sense.
At the Batcave, Batman and Robin come for Alfred on his failure to plant the bug on the Penguin. Alfred really shouldn't be too hard on himself. Batman couldn't do it either.
Yeah.
They head off to Miss Starr's apartment to switch her jewels for the fake one.
Yeah, because even though he didn't get the bug, he got the photos, which is what they really needed.
Yeah. They don't bother getting a warrant, figuring everything will be cool once they bust the Penguin.
Yeah, and they don't tell her that about their plan. I guess because she's smitten by the Penguin, they didn't want to potentially compromise her letting it slip.
Yeah. This, I will say, feels maybe a little out of character.
I think they should have at least gotten the police involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt this a little out of character, too. Because this is part of the Penguin's scheme He's got them right where he wants them because they're basically stealing her jewels.
Yeah, they break into her safe.
Yeah, they're literally safe cracking.
Penguin catches them in the act, and we get a little fight scene.
A lot of action.
The next day, it's all over the papers. Batman and Robin, they're thieves. The commissioner, he doesn't believe how the public could turn against them so quickly, especially on the Penguin's word. It's here that the commissioner gets a call. The Penguin is, first off, the Penguin is eating from this like huge plastic tub labeled sardines.
So nasty.
I love sardines, but I've never had sardines that look like this.
Yeah.
This literally looks like, I don't know, like shredded lettuce covered in mayonnaise or something.
It looks like coleslaw, yeah.
Yeah, it's so gross.
So this is the first part that reminds me of Batman Returns Penguin. There's a couple of things throughout this one that reminded me of that.
Yeah, I feel like Batman Returns Penguin is... I don't know how Penguin was in the comics, but I feel like he's heavily derived from this like Batman 66 version. Like with his high society origins, and they both run for mayor eventually.
Yeah, like there's elements of this in the comics from the time too.
Right.
Like they obviously ratchet up that he's like a penguin man way more in that.
Yeah, for sure. He is so weird in this.
You're the Penguin?
Yeah, and I feel like they never really touch on like how disturbed of an individual he's got to be.
The Burgess Meredith Penguin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, they all have a screw loose, which is why I guess they don't anticipate them getting reformed. Because people that do are like mostly normal people, or a cat.
Or a cat. But yeah, I don't know. This guy just like, he thinks he's a bird, maybe. He also thinks he's a man, though.
I did notice he doesn't have a name because they keep calling him like Penguin or Pengy or something. Like, why wouldn't she call him Oswald?
He's not Oswald. He thinks he's the Penguin.
Yeah. He doesn't think he's a penguin. He thinks he's the Penguin.
Yeah, it's so weird. Anyway, the Penguin calls up the commissioner, and he says the PPA is throwing a benefit party at the amusement park, or at the amusement pier.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they say PPA instead of the Penguin Protection Agency, I just got to bring up the most hated organization in Philadelphia is the Philadelphia Parking Authority, which also
okay, because PPA didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, I was just like, PPA, they keep saying it. The commissioner informs Batman that the Penguin is throwing this benefit party, but also kind of warns him that, like, hey, if I see you, like, I have to arrest you.
Yeah, because he's wanted by the law for burglary. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool to have, like, Batman on the run, especially, like, this version.
Exactly.
We cut to the amusement pier, and it is absolutely terrifying.
What do you mean it's terrifying?
We get all these shots of, like, ceramic clown faces and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they're meant to be terrifying. That's just what old amusement park stuff used to look like.
Yeah, terrifying.
I don't know. I thought it looked like fun.
To each their own, I guess.
Maybe I'm just a lot braver than you.
Probably. Batman and Robin are lurking about the amusement park. I guess they're just not being sneaky enough.
Yeah, they're caught like almost immediately.
Yeah. And the way they're caught is pretty ridiculous. An umbrella just drops from above them, hitting them on the head.
Yeah.
And like knocking them out. And then the Penguin and his two goons walk into frame, and they're like, good thing you had that cement umbrella.
Yeah.
They string Batman and Robin up behind a shooting gallery.
Yeah.
And Penguin informs Dove and Eagle Eye to change the blast caps or whatever's in there out for real bullets.
Yep.
I feel like this wouldn't work, but maybe I'm just thinking of modern day versions.
Oh, like the police should know it's a real gun.
Well, yeah, and I just feel like they wouldn't use real guns at the amusement park.
Well, yeah, they don't in real life, and then they don't in this.
So yeah, this shouldn't work, this plan.
This part's really contrived. Everything related to this, because this is obviously going to be our cliffhanger. Because Penguin's entertaining Gordon and Chief O'Hara. He's like, "I'll donate $1,000 or whatever it is to the police fund if you both can pop these balloons on these targets." And then he gives them umbrellas that have real bullets in them instead of like pop gun bullets.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have them kill Batman and Robin.
And they even say like, "Oh, this is like really weird. This is such an easy shot."
Yeah.
But then they think nothing of it.
Well, we established the cops are terrible.
They're pretty bad. But like you said, it's the end of episode Death Trap.
Yeah, how are Batman and Robin going to get out of this one?
Yeah, who knows? Did you have any theories before watching the second episode?
Honestly, I had no idea because they're still like unconscious when this ends. I thought maybe the guns back misfire or something. Or like Gordon and O'Hara get called away to do something else.
Although I'm pretty sure Penguin would have just done it himself in that case. But yeah, looks like the Penguin kind of is just one step ahead of Batman this whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, a pretty entertaining part one.
Yeah, I was pretty into this.
Yeah, I mean, the plot kind of required Batman to break character a little bit, but
yeah, there was a couple of like logical hoops you have to jump through, but it's nothing more than the show already has asked of us, I think.
Yeah. And it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, to find out what happens to them, join us here next week. Same Batcast time, same Batcast channel.
Thanks.